All right, we're officially live.
Okay, and where are we streaming? You said LinkedIn too?
We're streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Yep, we've got a
Okay.
couple people joining.
Okay, nice.
I'm just giving it a moment for people to pop on here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll give it a couple
Zoom.
seconds or a minute. All righty.
We're going to talk about how to eat without regret, Sersie. Are you
Yeah.
excited about that?
Guys, I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and put a comment, just say hi across the platforms.
Hey, hey, Terry. Good evening.
Hey,
Yeah,
Terry.
I
Yeah.
got our kale shirts on today, Sersie.
Oh, yeah, they're matching. Look at
We're
that.
matching. We have
Oh my
green
goodness. That
kale.
wasn't planned, guys. Just by coincidence. Yeah.
Hey, Demetria. All right. Yeah, we've got some more people popping on. So I say we go ahead and kick it off, Cersei.
All right, let's
We
kick
got
it
the
off. Well,
replay.
thank you guys. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we got the replay. Also, if people join a little late and miss the beginning, they can go back and watch it on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Yeah. So we are excited, guys. We sent this out because, a lot of times, in our everyday interactions, like in the inner circle, the group that we have, we get a lot of questions or we have a lot of dynamics with our clients. And this one, I figured, I'm sure you guys saw it in the email, but the question that was asked was, how do I get back on track? And how do I eat without regret? Because I think a lot of times, so many of us, we're going along our health journey, we're eating well, we're doing things, and then we get into this bump in the road where, you know, we kind of really go off track. But not only that, but we're eating the foods that we know are not serving us and are getting us off track. But then after we eat those foods, there's a lot of regret. There's a lot of loathing, or there's a lot of, why did I have to do this? There's just this cycle, but then we end up going back to the food and constantly in this cycle. Were you going to say something, Gigi?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's guilt. I mean, you know, after you eat it, you're like, oh, why did I do this? And it's this feeling of guilt because you know in your heart what you ate wasn't really doing anything to serve you. Like it did in the moment, right? It did
Yeah,
for that second, and maybe it was triggered by something stressful or whatever the reason is. But
yeah.
yeah, Natalie says disappointed in self. Yes, Natalie.
Yeah, disappointed in self. Because here's the truth, guys, and I like that you said that, Gigi. We're going to jump into what we actually told this particular client in a couple minutes. But here's the thing: we're always doing things to serve us on some level, and either we're doing things to serve our true need, or we're doing something to serve, I almost want to say, our pseudo need, right? And a lot of times when we're eating foods that we know are not good for us, it is meeting an immediate need. It is meeting, oh man, I'm so stressed out. Oh man, I just need something to end this frustration or something to emotionally eat or whatever. So it's kind of feeding into these immediate, short term, loose kind of needs that we have, and then it's forfeiting our deeper desires, which is to be healthy, our deeper desires, which is to eat the foods that serve us, or our deeper desires to stay on track. And so many times it's this battle between immediate gratification of serving an immediate need over that long term, more deeper need that we're trying to serve. And so when that client came to us, we're just going to get to it all because I know, that's what you guys came here for. One of the things is that she was in that cycle of eating with regret, but also regret of just being in this yo-yo cycle, right? Of being, well, I'm gonna, do good today and then go for 2 weeks. And it's this back and forth yo-yo dieting. And it's a place where you feel helpless. I don't know if anybody wants to put yes in the comments. Have you ever been in that cycle of yo-yo dieting and just kind of felt helpless? Like you're out of control, you're not the one that's in control. It's almost like the food is controlling your patterns and it's not the other way around. And that feeling of of lack of control actually breeds more lack of control. And the more you don't realize that you're in that cycle is the more you get deeper into that cycle. So one of the first things that we told her that really helped her get her palate back or her taste buds back, her life back, and get her back on track was we told her that you have to surrender that lack of control to God. It's almost like you have to get to this point of honesty, of self-reflection, of enough is enough, and surrender this lack of control over food to God. It's really inviting him into that space. A lot of times we keep God out of our dieting routines or whatever because we think, number one, God don't care about what I eat, or it's just too frivolous. Like God is trying to save the world, save children, heal cancer. You know what I mean? He doesn't got time for my struggle with chocolate chip cookies. And so sometimes it's the shame of not having control that makes us block God out of this part of our lives. But the first step that we told her that got her life back, and even in that little short coaching session, was surrendering that you don't have control to God. Saying, God, listen, I am in a cycle. The food is what is controlling me, and I'm surrendering this to you. I am opening myself up to you to be able to come into this space and empower me. And so that was the number one space because I think a lot of times we're in denial that we think that, oh no, I got this under control. And you just end up in this cycle. No, I got it this time. No, I got it. I got it. And you keep ending in this because you haven't admitted to yourself that, wait a minute, there's something else going on here. And I need the Holy Spirit. I need to invite God into this space immediately. So I'll pass it over to you, Gigi.
Yeah, yeah. And I think too, when we're in that place, I think we need to also step back and look at it, also in terms of that the fact that what we eat matters to our health. Food is medicine. Everything that we put at the end of our fork can either promote health or promote disease. And the reality is that over 90% of chronic illnesses are caused by lifestyle. So they're preventable. And a lot of it has to do with what we eat. And I think a lot of times we dismiss because, we eat every day and it seems so mundane and so, routine that we don't really see that link between our food choices and our health situation. And we were talking earlier with a physician who will be on who was on our podcast. We haven't published it yet, but when you hear that statistic of over 90% of lifestyle chronic illnesses are caused by lifestyle, just kind of look within your circle of friends or your family and think about, take 10 family members, it could be parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whatever, cousins, brothers, sisters, and that if any one of them have some sort of chronic illness, and if you apply that 90% that could have been preventable, or even yourself, it really brings to light, the fact that, we have to really look at what we put at the end of our fork, and and that our health is so closely woven with what we're put on this earth to do, what we're called to do on this earth. I mean, you
Mhm.
cannot decouple your health from whatever God has put on your heart in terms of your calling in your life. And if you're chronically sick because of those choices, right, that are at the end of
Mhm.
the fork, you're putting yourself in a position to be bogged down with illness, and it's distracting you, from doing what you've been called to do. So, when our food choices promote disease in our bodies, we do have these regrets, as Cersei said, as you said, Cersei. We feel guilty because at the heart of it, we know that we're trashing our temple, and we know that, our bodies, house the Holy Spirit. And so we have this regretful feeling, this feeling of guilt. And that's why it's so hard, because we feel tempted on one hand, and then we give into that temptation because it's meeting a short-term need of relief because of stress or some trigger, or um, there's some other reasons why that is, which we won't kind of deep dive in here today, but just in terms of how food is designed. But
Mhm.
the thing is that when you think about, the epitome of eating with no regret, it's really eating in a way that's going to serve our bodies, serve our temple, because we know that when we're in that place of eating without regret, we know that we are being obedient to God's best for our lives. And
Mhm.
so it does come down to, what you put at the end of the fork. And feel like I'm talking too much. I'll turn it
No,
back
no,
over to
no,
you.
no, no. That's good. It's really good. And that brings us to the second point that we told this client, which was she had to draw a line in the sand.
Yeah.
She had to give her body some time to detox and to remove all of those toxic foods out of her diet and say, you know what, I'm going to go for the next blank days without any toxic food in my body. Because what that does is, number one, it sets intention.
Yep.
Number two, it draws a line in the sand. And number three, it is actually now preparing your body for a reset, right? And so, one of the things that we'll talk about that a little bit later, I'm going to talk about the prizes too, is that being able to do that, whatever amount of days you decide, like, we're going to talk about the Healthy Christian Woman Boot Camp, because that would actually give you an opportunity. If you're somebody that's listening to this and you're like, you know what, I read that email and I'm actually in the same spot that that lady was, and I need a reset, then one, you got to acknowledge that you are out of control. But number two is you have to be willing to say, you know what, I'm going to give myself a period of time to not eat any of these foods. Right. And this is what we actually are going to be doing in the 5-day Healthy Christian Woman Boot Camp. For the 5 days, you are going to remove all of the toxic foods and you're only going to be eating like Daniel. And so if you're stressed out, like, I don't know what that means, don't worry, because if you sign up for the boot camp, you're going to actually get a guide that's going to explain to you what you can eat, what you can't eat, a menu, recipes, a little small meal plan, so that you take the guesswork out of how to do this 5 days. And think about it. Anyone can do, you could do anything for 5 days, right? It's not a lifetime. We're not saying this is a lifetime at this point, but you have to be able to say, if you are serious about eating without regret, then you have to say to yourself, I'm willing to draw the line in the sand for 5 days, for whatever days that is set. And the boot camp is going to be an awesome opportunity to do that.
Yeah. And I'll just say up front, we say, we say that it's only 5 days. Um, and that, quite honestly, is to help you not be afraid to start. That's the
Mhm.
truth of the matter. Because here's the thing. Cersei and I have been eating like Daniel for over a decade. We've both reversed our heart disease. We've both lost weight. Cersei's lost over 50 pounds. I think I lost over about 20 pounds or so. But I didn't, we never had to go on our heart disease medications. We're both, I've gone through menopause without gaining that menopause weight like every other woman in my family. And it's all because
Mm,
of what we put on the end of our fork. And I'm here to tell you
mm,
that this 5-day boot camp is absolutely life changing. We've helped many women jumpstart a new healthy lifestyle and not only take the weight off, but keep it off. And it really does something that nothing else out there does. And I'm not going to name names, but there are other diet programs. But we've got into this program. God is central and front and center to everything that we do, in terms of
mhm.
helping you find that deep rooted why, for getting and staying healthy. And that is a game changer. So, do we
Yeah.
have,
Yeah. If you
yeah,
guys have any comments, go ahead and put in the comments. Do you relate with this idea of drawing the line in the sand? What do you think about doing 5 days? If you agree, say I could do 5 days, I could do 5 days. Just put something in the comments so we know that you guys are still with us. The third point is that we told her, and this was the final closer to all of this, was this idea of getting support and being in community. The bottom line is in 2024, if you're intentional enough, you can find your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to. Many of us are in our families. You're the only one trying to do this, or just maybe you just feel isolated, right? Maybe at work, there's just so many temptations and you don't feel like you have the support. That was the other thing that we told her, is that she needed to lean in to the support that was available. And here's the awesome thing, guys. If you're in the same position, the Healthy Christian Woman Boot Camp will be that community for you. Because when you join that 5-day boot camp, you're going to be in community with me and Gigi. We're going to be there every step of the way with you for the 5 days. But even beyond us, you're going to be in a community with like-minded women who are on the same path as you, right? Who are sharing their everyday journeys, what they learned today, what they're going through. And that's going to build the support and the accountability in your own life, right? And the other thing is with the boot camp is that you're not just going to show up every day, because every night we go live with different topics, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But not only are you going to just be watching Gigi and I, that's part of the equation, but you are going to be held accountable to do homework and to do certain things to help you process it and invest in yourself what you learned in those particular nights. And that's what community does. Community not only does it provide you support and you give back and to support others, but it holds this wonderful sense of accountability, because you're expected to show up, right? You're expected to succeed. Someone else is actually cheering you on. There is nothing more um, magical, for lack of a better word, than when you have a group of people that are cheering you on, that can believe that you're doing it and you're doing the same. That's where the magic happens. And so what we told her and what we're telling you today is, you have to get in community. And this Healthy Christian Woman Boot Camp, that is actually going to be starting April 15th to the 19th, just around the corner, is a great way to do all three of the things that we told you. One, I'm going to just recap it, is getting to the point where you just acknowledge that you're not in control and that you need to invite God into your health. The whole premise of why we did the Healthy Christian Woman Boot Camp was to help Christian women invite God into their health journey. We know there's a bunch of different programs like Gigi talked about out there. There are a dime a dozen, but is God in the center of them? And so that is what the uniqueness of the Healthy Christian Women Bootcamp is, that we are going to help you surrender that control and invite God into your health journey. The second point that we talked about, which is this whole detox about not having any toxic food in your body for a period of time. The boot camp checks that off again because you are going to be doing and eating like Daniel for those 5 days with support, with guidance and understanding. And then lastly, you are going to be in community with like minded women. You're going to be in community with Gigi and I, and it's going to help you have this robust experience that is going to give you everything you need to go forward with your health journey, feeling confident that you don't have to eat with regret, feeling confident that you can take control of the food and the food doesn't have to control you. And be confident that you can live without these foods in your body. So
Right.
that is what the Healthy Christian Woman Bootcamp is going to do. We are actually going to be, Gigi's going to talk about what the 5 days are going to include, our topics, but I'm putting this out there for, because I know everybody loves prizes. I love prizes too. So for those, the first 3 people that sign up for the boot camp on this live, we are going to give you for free the meal prep cooking class that comes with that weekend.
Yep.
And so what that is that when you are doing the boot camp, we actually have a meal prep cooking class that's attached to the boot camp that you're going to be able to come in and cook with Gigi and I all of the foods that you need to cook for the week of the boot camp. And it's a wonderful experience. You can ask us questions. You can get yourself ready for the boot camp. We're going to give you the recipes, everything you need, and we're going to cook together and talk about how to, just to get ready for the boot camp. And so that is normally a charge when you go in there. It's when you go in to buy the boot camp. But for the first 3 people that sign up for the boot camp, we are going to give you that for free. So that is the first prize that we are going to be throwing out here. So if you're on this live and you're like, you know what? I'm tired of eating with regret. I'm tired of being out of control with my food. I'm tired about not seeing the scale go down. I'm tired about being on my blood pressure medication and diabetes medications. And I'm just tired. If that sounds like you, then you need to get into the Healthy Christian Woman Bootcamp. It's a 5 days that's going to change your life forever. It's only $47. So we wanted to make it very accessible to everyone. So Gigi's going to talk about what the 5 day themes are for you.
Yeah, so I'll go through them, and there's more information on the website with the link that's included with wherever you're watching this. But day one, we talk about creating a God-centered self-image for your health. Day two, we get into breaking our addiction to food. Day three, we talk about breaking generational patterns of poor health in our family. So we actually look at the diseases that run in our family, and we challenge you to be the chain breaker in your family, that there's no more diseases that are going to be passed on to your children or your children's children. Day four, is about taking action. So this is where you take all the things that you learned from days one, two, and three, and it's around taking action, and making that change. And then day five is about really kind of putting a bow on everything, where we link your physical health to your financial wealth. And so that rounds out the 5 days. Again, sign up. I mean, you really have nothing to lose here. You have so much to gain. We've had ladies lose in excess of 90 pounds. Ladies who have basically come off of their type 2 diabetes medications, other medications, lower their cholesterol, lower their high blood pressure. Just wonderful results. And it all started with this boot camp.
Yeah. So let us know if you have any questions, guys. Put in the comments. What are you hoping for? Like, put some comments in there so we can kind of know where you guys are at. We're opening it up for a few minutes before we get off for any questions about eating with no regrets. Yeah, let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah. I'm just looking at a few of these comments. I'll just read them here. A couple
Can
of
you
them.
pull it up or no? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just read through a few of them. We've got one here. I made, let's see, just a lot of surrender. Amen. I surrender to God. My
Mhm.
breakthrough is at the end of my fork.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, I need this. Surrender to God. Draw a line in the sand. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. And we've got this one here. I'll show this one. Here's a
Yeah,
testimonial from one of our boot campers. It has changed my life for the better. Yes. I can
yeah.
do 5 days. I can do 5 days. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Natalie, it runs April 15th to the 19th. We go live
Yeah.
nightly. Terry asked a question, nightly session time. Yes, we go live nightly at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's 6:30 Central, 5:30 Mountain, 4:30 Pacific. Each of the 5 nights. So it's the week of April 15th. So it's the 15th through the 19th. And there are replays available. So if you've got a work schedule that might conflict with this, you can catch the replay. So
Mhm.
that is available for you as well. And hopefully you can join us. Will there be discussion around meal plans? Yeah, in the guide that you get when you sign up, you get a sample meal plan and a list of all the
Mhm.
foods that are included, the foods that are not included. We give you recipes, access to recipe
Mhm.
resources if you don't want to do the meal prep cooking class. But yeah, so
Hey, but if you sign up, if you're one of the first 3 people, you will get that meal prep cooking class for free.
that's right.
So all the questions you have around food, you'll be able to talk to us one-on-one.
Yeah,
So guys, don't miss this surprise.
that's
Anyway,
right.
sorry, I digress.
No, 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 that's good. Yeah, our replays are available in what format? It's a video format, so when you sign up, you get access to our system, and then basically you will be able to watch them through our portal. We also will have a private Facebook group. I know not everybody's on Facebook. You don't have to be on Facebook, but if
Mhm.
you are a Facebook fan, some people love it and live by it,
Mhm.
you will be able to access the replays on Facebook as well. So
Yeah.
there'll be two places to watch the replays and also interact.
And
So,
guys, you're also going to get daily devotionals because here's the thing with the boot camp. It's not just about not eating the food. It's about what you're doing also in your meditation time with God while you're detoxing. See
yep,
that this is the sweet spot. And so you're going to get daily devotionals that you're going to be able to use throughout the day of each day to be able to nudge you into communion with God around that specific health topic. We are going to have prayer calls in the mornings to get you boosted. So there's going to be that community in the group. So guys, you don't want to miss this event. When I say it's life changing, we're not just saying it because we're just saying it. We're saying it because we've seen it in the lives of so many women. And yeah, and so that's why the boot camp is so dear to our heart because we've just seen the lives that it's changed. Yeah.
yeah. And what I love about too, what we do, Cersei, is we're changing these ladies' lives, but we're also changing the lives of the people around them. How
Mhm.
many times, this, how many times where, where one of the ladies that went through the boot camp made the change and now their daughter's doing it. Or
Mhm.
now, their husband is starting to eat like Daniel. And you
Mhm.
just see how it just becomes a ripple effect because they're seeing the progress, they're seeing the
Mhm.
energy levels increase, they're seeing the mental clarity, spiritual clarity, they're seeing the coming off of the medications, the weight loss, all of those wonderful things that happen
Mhm.
when you stop putting toxic foods in your body and you replace them with
Mhm.
foods that are nourishing you at a cellular and tissue level. And they're
Mhm.
seeing that, and then they want a piece of that, if you will. They're like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
What do you do? Why do you have that glow on your face? you know and so
Mhm.
it's like when one person signs up, other people get affected by it as well in a very positive way, and that's super rewarding and exciting.
Yeah. So, guys, any other questions? Um, let us know who's jumping into the boot camp. Put "I'm in the comments. Yeah. Any other questions? I don't know if you see any more, Gigi, or not.
Yeah. No, I see somebody saying, I love free. I think they like the free meal prep cooking class ideas.
Yeah. Well, jump in because it is the first three people, so you got to get on it.
Yep.
All righty. Well, you reading something else?
No, no, there's not. That's
Okay.
about it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we hope to see you guys in the boot camp. It is actually less than a month away. So we are going to be doing a lot of different series over these next few weeks with different topics. And yeah, we'll inform you and keep you posted when our next one is.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And Natalie says she's in. Okay, great. Thanks,
All right.
Natalie.
Well, now we run and get that spot so you get the free meal
Yeah.
prep.
Get that spot so you get the class for free, the meal
Yeah.
prep.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Have a blessed day, and we will see you next time.
All right.